Good evening, guys. I'm back with another video to answer a specific question. This question, so many people have asked me. I've received calls asking me, do you think Azimio has a strong case? Let me warn you before I answer that question. You cannot assess the strength of a case unless you have that particular or a petition, unless you have with you the response. So then you can actually assess that the allegation that are being made, this is the kind of response that is being given with respect to that allegation. So far, we do not have any response with respect to the petition that Azimio filed. And therefore, whether or not Azimio has a strong case may not be, rather it's preemptive. It's really preemptive. And any person who just outrightly dismiss the Azimio petition or outrightly praise it as a strong case would be living in denial. You would be preempting evidence from the other side, either that the evidence from the other side would be so weak as to answer the allegations that are being raised, or that the evidence from the other side would be so strong as to deal with whatever allegations that are being raised. The approach I'm going to take in answering that question, however, is whether, based on whatever has been presented, do they raise serious allegations that would warrant, one, the nullification of the presidential results, and two, that would eventually cause the Supreme Court to order IEBC or IEBC chair to declare Raila Odinga as president-elect. The first question is rather easy to answer. I'm saying so because already we have precedent. In 2017, the Supreme Court nullified presidential elections because it did not conform with the Constitution. There was not much argument about numbers or whether or not Uhuru won that election, but it was basically that the IEBC did not follow the Constitution. A similar question is going to face this particular Supreme Court, the Koome Supreme Court. They are going to answer that question. If at all they are going to depart from the 2017 reasoning, we'll see. But from where I see it, that is the easiest part of that petition, because already we have precedent. The second bit of it, however, is quite challenging. I'm saying that because for a petitioner to claim that elections are so flawed that it did not conform with the Constitution, and at the same time ask court to declare them as winners of that particular election, it does not really make sense. Because if it is bad, then whatever comes out of it is equally bad. So if the process is flawed, did not conform with the Constitution, the result cannot be legal, regardless of whether Raila won or Ruto won. So whichever way, when the court answers the first question in the affirmative, then there is no option of declaring Raila Odinga or even Ruto as the winner of that election. However, if this is just as an example, had they gone to court specifically to deal with numbers, it would have been much easier for the court to either declare or affirm one of those people as winners of the election. This is because it would be about numbers. The court will be dealing with arithmetic mathematical exercise adding Form 34As. We are faced, however, with a petitioner seeking nullification of results based on the contention that it did not conform with the Constitution, and at the same time seeking the court to assert that that particular petitioner, in this case Raila Odinga, won that election. So I'm trying to just warn a lot of our youth who are a bit enthusiastic about the whole election process that the possibility of the Supreme Court declaring Raila Odinga as the winner of that elections is close to zero. I'm saying that because I don't see a situation where the Supreme Court will hold an election to be in non-compliance with the Constitution and the law and then proceed to determine that one of those candidates won that election. I don't see that happening. And in fact, I find that the fact that Azimio went for both nullification and declaration at the same time to be some sort of fishing expedition, which is a weakness in their case. The strength about it, however, is that if one limb fails, then another limb may succeed. Why am I saying this? I'm saying that because when the court eventually decides that the elections were actually conducted as per the Constitution and the applicable election laws, then the court will have to answer the next question: whether that particular election, having been conducted as per the law, did it produce the actual winner of that election? So what the court will be dealing with is Form 34As, which is the Form 34 is the final result. So it will be a mathematical exercise trying to discern from those forms whether indeed Ruto won that election, or Raila, or neither attained the constitutional threshold of 50+1, and of course 25% in at least half of the countries. I must say that so many people are less objective about this issue and therefore so emotionally involved in it. I would urge that we remain calm, and if you're going to assess that evidence, we do so objectively in terms of the law and how the court may interpret it, and not take our position as what is the real position that will be taken by the court. So my answer today is simple. Our main question: does Azimio have a strong case? We may not know that yet. When eventually IEBC will file its response, Kenya Kwanza will file its response, we will at that moment ascertain the strength of Azimio case. As we leave, we ask you to subscribe to our channel for more on this issue of Azimio petition. Have a good night.